Thank you for joining us as we take you through another voyage on our program Biotechnology in Focus. As we always say, the program intends to create awareness on biotechnology applications and to also dispel fears and concerns that are raised by those who are ignorant of the importance of this new technology.
In the wake of economic recovery and diversification to boost the livelihood and standard of living of citizens, agriculture in Nigeria has been identified as a major sector with potentials to harness. Relevant actors in the sector say it is time for Nigeria to recognize biotechnology as a powerful tool and promising technology capable of delivering a wide range of economic, social and environmental benefits.
For how long will Nigerian farmers continue to be in subsistence farming, small-scale farming, and abject poverty? How do we become self-reliant? How do we become self-sufficient in food? How do we achieve zero hunger? We need to use pervasive technologies like biotechnology, combined with mechanization, probiotics, and all. It's not just biotechnology. We are not saying it is a panacea, but it can contribute immensely to food productivity.
It has brought to the fore the issue of genetically modified organisms, popularly known as GMOs. When you hear GMOs, everybody wants to say, have they come to kill us with poisoned food? Who said the agency is not there to protect you from what we do not want? The National Biosafety Management Agency is well positioned.
For a long time now, there has been a growing concern on the ways to boost food security in sub-Saharan Africa. This, professionals say, recognizing that farming in today's world can only become attractive, profitable, and meaningful if science and technology is applied.
25 years of biosafety. That is what Nigeria has as its record. 25 years. You cannot on one hand say you don't want GMOs and on the second breath you say abrogate the law.
So if we are going to have agricultural productivity, it must be based on science, technology, and research and innovation. There's no doubt about it. And so, and you cannot do that. And let's not deceive ourselves. Let's not deceive ourselves. If we are going to produce enough food for Nigeria, we must do it differently, and it must be based on science and technology. I will appeal to the National Assembly to please increase the budget for science and technology.
Well, I think the funding of science so far has been very erratic and very, very scanty because of the perception of what science is seen as to be in the social sector, whereas science should be in the economic sector. If you look at developed countries, you see that they are paying so much attention to science. Just as the chairman said, what South Africa contributes to science is about 0.2% of its GDP. What we contribute is less than 0.001%. Countries like China, they are putting about 0.9%, and there are countries like France and Germany that are going up to 3% of their GDP. So you can see that those that are really at the forefront of scientific and technology advancement are putting more money to science and technology research and innovation. And those of us that are even yet to start, we are not putting enough money. National Assembly, we have explained or enumerated how science can be funded in the bill. So it's now the responsibility of the executive to make sure that those funds are made available to science and technology. We've done our part.
They stressed that application of emerging agricultural biotechnology is fundamental if Nigeria intends to play a lasting role in the biotech industry as the country prepares to become a global leader in the agricultural sector.
Biotechnology has already begun to change traditional industries such as food processing and fermentation. It has also given rise to the development of a whole new technology for industrial production of hormones, antibiotics, and other chemicals, food and energy sources, and processing of waste materials. Now, this industry must be staffed by trained biotechnologists who not only have a sound basis of biological knowledge, but a thorough grounding in engineering methods. Biotechnologies have an important role in meeting human needs and demands in medicine, which involves the treatment of diseases via the usage of antibiotics and vaccines being products of microorganisms. Agriculturally, plants and animals can be improved by selective breeding and for particular traits or by genetic modification. Beneficial traits can be identified visually or by DNA profiling. For instance, farmers may want to plant with herbicides or insect resistance tolerant to different growing environments or improve storage, or they may want livestock with better meat and wool or resistant to disease. Many would agree that biotechnology is an important contributor to a sustainable agricultural system because it can produce more food with less environmental impact as compared to conventional agriculture. Biotechnology is the use of organisms or part of organisms to make products that will meet specific human needs. Now, after that long prologue, quite technical actually, let's take our matter to the field of public opinion, this time for the subject for this episode: biotechnology, benefits to man and society.
In environments, biotechnology, we have the oil spillage. Biotechnology can help in that area because from the environmental perspective, they said they have exit enzymes or something they can use to clean up the oil spill.
It helps with job creation, it helps with GDP, it helps with countries' wealth because all the conventional ways that we do things from the health sector will be improved. There will be IVF for people who cannot get pregnant. There will be increase in food security because one of the major reasons why all this is going on is for food security, is for improvement in every aspect of the society.
Insulin use is something that maybe until when you have an experience of what it means to save a life with insulin, that is when you appreciate what biotechnology will do. Because without insulin, so many lives would have been lost. But with insulin, we are able to at least save a lot of lives. And with that, with time, things can improve. So nobody is saying we must all use biotechnology as a whole at a time, but we need it to to better our life, to improve the production and even the local products we have. It's only if we have other alternative into it, that's when it will be available in a way we want. So we need biotechnology to improve our agriculture, to improve our economy, to make our farmers and to make farming attractive.
With biotechnology, you can plant, you understand, at the same time have what is called a pest resistance crops. Some plant that can withstand any drought, or as the case may be, but at the same time you get a maximum yield.
It's a very important technology that if Nigeria wants to grow its economy, it should adopt the technology. For example, in the health sector, we know that this insulin that is used to treat diabetes, it's biotechnology that is used to produce it. Like it's through genetic engineering that they produce the insulin. So in many other parts of life, in many other sectors, like in agriculture, it's used to produce crops that are genetically modified in the sense that it's going to be resistant to all these diseases and insects and pests that attack the farms.
If you're in producing like fruit juice, and you know that like in Nigeria, most of the fruit doesn't come out in uniform shape, you can use biotechnology to create a fruit that has uniform shape so that when you put in a processing machine, everything will go right.
The young folks seem to be quite knowledgeable on the subject. However, coming up next on the program is an expert, and she will tell us the right perspectives and salient points regarding the benefits of biotechnology and its impact across the globe and in Nigeria in particular. But for now, let's take a break.
Madam, put that big one for me.
Customer. Hey, customer. You must have done the sell all these big oranges right here in a GMO.
Should be GMOs again. Now, wow, my sister. Who tell you say GMO did this country?
You read it everywhere for town. Say all these big oranges, cassava and yam there. Then a GMO where Oyibo people bring to kill us.
Ah, my sister. All this big orange, yam, cassava where you dey see, not be GMO, na hybrid. You never hear WHO talk say GMO not be bad thing. Even our own government agency, NDMA, talk say them dey on top the matter for Niger. GMO never dey Niger market oh, and all those people where they tell you say GMO no good, themselves they eat them when they travel go obodo oyibo. Myself they pray, say make them bring and enter with Niger market, make we self follow enjoy. GMO, if it grow, whether rain fall or it no fall, it go kill pests and it no go affect your crop. In fact, it no carry disease for body. It get the vitamin where you need for body with them fit to put inside. You know, say me I like a better thing. But see not fit dey inside river, so for the enter in eye.
This GMO good oh.
It good well oh. Eh?
This program now from the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, OFAB in Africa, Nigeria chapter, supported by the National Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA, Abuja.
Great to have you back and here with me to shed more light on our topic in this edition, Biotechnology, Benefits to Man and Society, is the country coordinator of OFAB Nigeria. And by the way, OFAB means Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology. Do join me to welcome Dr. Rose Gidado. You're welcome to the program Biotechnology in Focus.
Thank you, Ifeanyi. Nice having you here.
Dr. Gidado, what is the role of OFAB Nigeria in the development of biotechnology?
The role of OFAB Nigeria in the development of biotechnology is to provide a range of platforms where all and sundry will come under every month. The scientists are always invited to provide the well-researched quality information, scientific information to educate the different sectors in the society, the legal professionals, the medical doctors, our legislators, the policymakers, the farmers, the media, all and sundry under the same umbrella, so that whatever the scientists are doing, the science behind the development of genetically modified crops, foods and products, of course, so that they will tell them how they are doing it, how these crops are being developed, how these foods are being developed, and how the products are being developed, so that people will understand, so as to facilitate the uptake of this technology, the adoption of this technology, so that the policymakers will make informed policy decisions.
Okay, now, what do we stand to gain as a nation with biotechnology?
We stand to gain a lot of things. Let me start with the farmer. What the farmer stands to gain, of course, is strong yields, because yield is what the farmer is after, strong yields, what I'm saying. But we have threats to these yields. The farmer has a lot of threats like insect and pest infestation. But with this technology, crops are developed to resist these insects, to resist diseases, to resist pests, and then harsh weather conditions. And of course, once these conditions are being taken care of, what the farmer ends up with is strong yields, very high yielding crops, very high yielding varieties, and so on and so forth. And what if the farmer has yields? Of course, his profit margin will go high. It's about 22% profit. And the reduction in the use of chemicals, in the use of pesticides that are used on these crops.
Okay, looking at the various sectors of the economy, in which areas is the technology making the desired impact?
Okay, it's making the desired impact more because there are no controversies in the health sector, especially in the use of insulin. Insulin is a genetically modified organism. It's a GMO. And then we have the stem cell transplantation that gives life back to the sickle cell patients. The genotype SS changes after undergoing this stem cell transplantation in the sickle cell disease patients. So the genotype changes to either AA or AS, and you're giving life to people. So in this area, in the area of health, there are no issues, there are no controversies like in the area of agri, and that's why there is breakthrough, at least in that area. And then we have the rapid diagnostic test kits, malaria test kits, we have HIV, we have hepatitis, and then we have vaccine production in this area. So you can see there is a good breakthrough, especially the polio vaccine. Polio is being eradicated in Nigeria, and all this as a result of the use of this technology.
Now, what are the potentials of agricultural biotechnology in Nigeria? How far can we really go with this technology?
How far we can go in this technology, of course, the yield, the profit, farmers are going to be empowered. Presently, what is happening on ground is we are carrying out confined field trials. For now, it's still under research. But we're hoping that with this Biosafety Act that we have in place, we have a Biosafety Act, we have a Biosafety Management Agency that is responsible for the regulation of this technology, so that this technology the safety issues are well taken care of, is responsibly practiced, and so on and so forth. So since we have this, commercialization is about taking place. We are working towards commercializing these crops that have been undergoing trials for the past 9 years. So, and we are going to start with the BT cowpea that has been developed to resist an insect larva called maruca, which is very, very notorious. Farmers experience losses up to 80%. But with the development of this BT cowpea, of course, this is being taken care of. There's 37% reduction in chemical use, and then there's going to be also 22% profit margin. So apart from this BT cowpea, we have other crops undergoing confinement trials. We have the nitrogen use, water use, and salt tolerant rice. We call it newest rice, which is also taking place at the National Cereals Research Institute, Badegi. The newest rice is for good nitrogen uptake, so that farmers will use little fertilizer, and that is a lot. You know, a bag of fertilizer costs like maybe, I think it's from 9,010 down to 15 in some places. It has become an essential commodity. But with this, with the development of this newest rice, farmers are just going to use little fertilizer, and that is going to cut down costs, you know. And then it is also drought tolerant. Because of the water use efficiency, of course, you can now do upland rice. And then in upland areas, of course, you know that farmers experience high salinity. So, but with this newest rice, it's not going to affect the salinity of those areas. The upland areas would not be affected. So there's going to be good maximum uptake of that, salt from the soil, of course. So because of the way the crop has been developed, optimum uptake of nutrients from the soil, no matter how high or how low, it's going to, create that balance in nutrient uptake. So then we also have the Africa Biofortified Sorghum, which has been developed for higher levels of vitamin A, iron, and zinc. That will help in reducing malnutrition, especially in the insurgent areas like Maiduguri, Adamawa, Yobe, and so on and so forth in the northeast. So that is going to, do a lot of help. It's going to assist a lot in the reduction of malnutrition. Malnutrition is a disaster. It kills like 1,000 children every day. And if you multiply that by 365, that is a lot.
Okay, now most African countries are reluctant to adopt biotechnology or products derived from the technology due to fears and concerns on its usage. How do you intend to assure them of its safety and also encourage its usage?
Of course, we have a safety valve in place. And what is that safety valve? Is the National Biosafety Management Agency, which has been put in place 2 years ago, and they're doing their work. They are to ensure that whatever the scientists are doing, whatever the scientists are developing, they have to do it within the laid down standard. There are guidelines and regulations to guide them to work within those guidelines. And NBMA has signed a memorandum of understanding with NAFDAC, of course, and also Quarantine Service with other regulatory agencies, and they are going to work hand in hand. So safety, with this agency in place, safety is being ensured. So I want to assure Nigerians that let their fears be allayed, because we have a safety valve in place.
Right. Now, what is biofortification, and how can this enhance agriculture in Nigeria? That's on a final note, by the way.
Of course, biofortification is genetically engineering these nutrients, because you are using a biological system. You are either using enzymes to break down those pathways that are threats to some of these nutrients, micronutrients that are there in the crops, and then add up the level of those micronutrients. Of course, that is what we call biofortification, genetically engineering. It's a biological process. Fortification is when you have the end product, like you have milled your sorghum or you have milled your maize, then you can now bring in this vitamin A or bring in vitamin or whatever, and then add it to it. But biofortification is attacking it at the seed level, from the seed. The seed itself will contain, so that the grains that this seed is going to give rise to would have the nutrients inbuilt in them through a biological system.
I must thank you, Country Coordinator OFAB Nigeria, Dr. Rose Gidado. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Ifeanyi.
That was Country Coordinator OFAB Nigeria, Dr. Rose Gidado. Well, how time flies all too soon. We have exhausted our time. but I've totally enjoyed your company on the program. Let's do this again some other time. Bye for now. I am Ifeanyi Okafor.